Located in the extreme southwestern part of Uganda is a relatively remote but humble municipality, Kisoro. The area has come to be known for the infamous mudslides due to the rough terrain and hill landscape of the entire Kigezi sub-region. But within the catastrophes of nature, Kisoro has been blessed with two currently known mysterious rivers. They call them the Burried rivers of Kisoro district. Chuho and Nkanka are currently the main water sources sustaining the municipality at large. According to the locals, the waters of Chuho and Nkanka are so pure that there is hardly any need for further purification than what nature has already done.
Na wano munda muno wali makasosi ne side wali makasosi naye ulabanga amazi malungi otigainde kizibu kyonna.
From the rocks, waters mysteriously gushes out, leaving you marveling at the magnificence of the Creator. I am at Chuho water source located in Mutorere, Kisoro municipality. This is believed to be one of the old water sources constructed in the colonial era. It was supposed to serve about 100,000 families and the hospital, but right now it is serving more than that. It is said that long ago, around the year 1910, long before the borders defining country territories were drawn as they are today, misfortune struck in the land of Rwanda, forcing the then reigning King Ruganzu II to flee from his enemies, seeking refuge in the now Kisoro municipality.
So the legend goes that at one time, Ruganzu was running away from his enemies from Congo side, and when he reached the hill, his servants were thirsty and there was no water around. So it is told that he shot a very strong arrow which pierced through the hill, and water gushed out from both sides of the hill. That water is still a spring. It is now a protected spring, and it is called Mwihe.
Today, animals and people fetch water from the springs of River Chuho as innocent children swim naked.
But Chuho in Kinyarwanda means gap. When the water was gushing through those rocks there, that's why I said Chuho. Water is coming through small gaps. Chuho is a gap.
The mysterious movement of the rivers appearing and disappearing into the ground at certain points is attributed to the movement of the legendary king of Rwanda, Ruganzu II.
So when he had left, he went to that part of Mutorere, and there is a cave. So he went to that cave. So those who were chasing him couldn't know where he has gone. So they said he disappeared. But he appeared in Muganza. So that cave actually, people should do research whether actually it goes up to Muganza. Then after Muganza, he went back to Rwanda.
When you reach the second river, Nkanka, a hollow in the rock believed to have been the home of the allegedly drum-shaped rock gongs, locally referred to as Ingoma za Ruganzu awaits.
Anga ni ingoma ya Ruganzu yabaga. Ingoma ya Ruganzu ko yabaga ngaha twarazaga tukavuza ari ingoma. Ariko abakongo baje barayimena tuyoberwa igihe bayijaniye. Ariko tuzi ngo ni ingoma ya Ruganzu yabaga ngaha. Ubwo Ruganzu yanyuraga akavuza ingoma akagenda akagira aho kuja guhiga mu kibaya. Ariko ingoma yarabaga ngaha.
Even though the information on who actually stole the alleged drums of Ruganzu stands unconfirmed, it is hard to ignore the bubbling pool of soda water above the stolen gongs. we have been accustomed to the hot springs, like the one at Semliki, but this one is a little bit different. It's a cold spring, and the water that bubbles from this cold spring, it tastes like lime, it tastes like soda, and not any ordinary soda, but some sort of sweet effervescence, some sort of Sprite or crest, as you can say.
However, locals timely fetch water from this pool to cure themselves of gastrointestinal infections such as stomach bloating.
turagakoreshaga nk'amazi ya buri gihe, amazi meza cyane adafite n'umwanda mbe, ugabonye uko ugarira gucanira nta mwanda gafite kandi ni amazi meza.
The increase in water levels and negligence to nature's wonders has swept away so much of the proof that Ruganzu II indeed once walked the hills of Kisoro district.
And when we were going to school in my early years, there was a spot where there would be 2 footmarks which were attributed to this Ruganzu.
It is one thing to hear of a story, and it is completely another to search for proof. In our pursuit to unravel the mystery behind the buried rivers of Kisoro, we made our way to yet another cave believed to be the place Ruganzu II actually disappeared.
Today we have made our journey to Mwambiche cave, where they say Ruganzu, the king of Rwanda, that is allegedly responsible for the buried rivers of Kisoro district, went through before he disappeared into the ground.
Even though the information is often inconsistent from person to person, it is hard to ignore the fact that this cave has been in existence for as long as the current locals can remember.
Mazina ganje ndi Nteziryayo Agustini. Mwambike yaremanywe n'isi kuko ari abasogokuru bayisanzeho, n'abasogokuruza bayisanzeho kera n'ubikiriho, ariko abasomye bakavuga yuko ari afi eruption.
We took a few steps into the cave until our sight was cut short by the blinding darkness ahead before we made a detour to the alleged hill where the magical arrow was shot.
This is the exact point where the late king actually shot the arrow that went underground and formed the water bodies that we have been discovering. Right here, the water source is available, as you're going to see, and there is also a spring where people fetch water. So it is evident that it is possible that the alleged king actually shot the arrow.
Even though mysteries and legends have driven us so far, it is hard to ignore the geographical composition of Kisoro municipality.
Kirabika kiho yafe Katonda agitondo. Tewaramanye bayajadi wa. Nenkanka tewaramanye bayajadi wa.
Apart from the legend of Ruganzu, locals still strongly believe that the waters of Chuho and Nkanka flow from the top of Mountain Mohabura.
This water comes from the mountains. Yeah, this water, some goes to Nkanka and then other here. And they say some other water goes direct to some other lakes like Vodela in Rwanda. Yeah, so it goes through underground. That's what it said, yeah.
According to Daniel Chiromwe, a ranger guide and nature interpreter in Queen Elizabeth National Park of Uganda, the geology of underground rivers is that within the Rift Valley volcanicity has led to the formation of craters, and some of these craters happen to be in areas like Kisoro, which have volcanic mountains like Muhabura, Gahinga, Sabinyo, Nyiragongo, and Nyamuragira.
So we come to realize that some rivers are known to be underneath or underground lying, looking at how lava is getting extruded from the mantle through what we call the vents or the fissures. But after volcanicity ceases no more, these hollows remain beneath the rocks. And at times when craters that are these craters that are formed on top of the mountains have got a connection that rivers will flow from there, but you don't surface them on the surface, but paths underneath, and at one particular time you find it somewhere else, but water looking pure.
He continues to say that when the water passes through the hollows in the ground, there is a lot of purification because water passes through the minerals in the rocks and the river surfaces kilometers away from a particular source.
Tiwali nsonga n'ogonywa ngo tetese medagala siwali nsonga mazi malungi ate wale waliwo source wali tobole ko kagundi kali kinja kiri gava mu kinja.
It's a very, very pure natural water, one of the best here in Kisoro. I think you can really relate it to Nkanka water. Otherwise, it's one of the best, very pure. You can even drink it without boiling, and you are safe.
However, according to a study published on the 1st of January 2021, assessing the suitability of the waters of River Chuho by the French-Ukrainian Journal of Chemistry, water from Chuho Springs, used as the main water source in Kisoro municipality, did not correspond with the required standards of drinking water by the World Health Organization. The report shows that temperature, dissolved oxygen and fluorides were outside the recommended limits of 15 degrees Celsius, 10 to 12 milligrams and 1.5 milligrams respectively.
Right now national water has really tried, because now water is everywhere, even in houses, whoever is really capable of installing water in their homes, they are there. And of course, even without the water in the houses, people have put up some like water points where like they say all the people can buy in liters or jerry cans. So it's not a problem. But sometimes, of course, when it's like a dry season, where we're heading in June and maybe mid-July, sometimes the water is not enough. So they ration it. Today they are pumping the other side, another time they are pumping the other side. So you find, of course, there's rationing, there's scarcity still. Yeah, it's not really enough when it's dry season. But right now that it has been raining, water is everywhere.
However, the presence of these rivers in Kisoro municipality has contributed drastically to the growth of the tourism sector, and many people are tapping into the opportunities the rivers present to create innovative income generating activities.
So many people now are buying land around. In fact, the land here now is so expensive that you cannot just come and buy some land besides this stream. It's so expensive.
Definitely, water-based tourism is one of other products that have added value to tourism in Kisoro. Everyone knows that Kisoro is one of the key destinations for tourism, particularly because of Gora tourism. But Gora tourism has been contributed by others, including water bodies and those rivers you have mentioned. We have Chuho River, which we believe is the shortest river in the world.
So I've inspired so many here. Men are willing to invest from this stretch, just about maybe 1 kilometer from this source to where again the water disappears.
So currently I'm standing at the exact point where the water from Chuho water source disappears again into the rocks to an unknown destination until later it goes into Lake Mutanda. It has been 700 meters from Chuho Resort where we were discussing about the possible ventures people can venture into at this water source so that, you know, this miraculous water can be put at good use. This is where the water enters into the rocks again. My name is Infonile, and thank you for following us from where we started from.